working with digital habitats for continuing education. We are about 20 people working there. People from different backgrounds, not only IT, people from education, psychology, design, and a lot of people that are have a health background, because we work with a lot of projects with the health ministry. We don't only develop the platform, the Plone product, but also we have we apply our methodology for continuing education, social learning, and we build all our solutions with free software. So, a little bit of context. We work on learning environments based on social and collaborative learning. So it means that the knowledge is shared among the participants. The participants are, at the same time, they are consumers of this knowledge and they are producers of this knowledge. So it's a very dynamic environment. The main point is that people learn together and they are always learning. It's not like a period of learning. It's a community that is always developing itself. And the main oh my god, I forgot. The main point of all our platform is the communities of practice. The communities of practice, they are based in three points. The community, there are a group of people. The practices, there are the activities, and the domain. The domain is what are these people doing about the subject of their learning. So, based on this context, we are developing for about 7 years now, Plone product for communities of practice. So this is how it looks, our UI. Basically, we needed a flexible workspace that allows people to interact and communicate. Also, a workspace that is compliant with this communities of practice concept, that's the word. Also needs to be secure and scalable, that's why Plone. We need a very good user interface. We're working on it yet. We recently released this new layout that is more intuitive. And also security, Plone again, workflows. And basically our platform, it's we have a container that we can put a lot of communities there, and people have a different level of permissions there, participants or moderators or managers, and there are separate contexts in these communities. There's a common collection where most of the material is posted. There's place for events, for a portfolio, for individual productions, a discussion forum. We're using Plone board for this, and also some management tools for controlling the activities, to notify the members of something, and general settings of the platform. Actually, nowadays, we have about 2,000 COPs, communities of practice. You see a lot of this short-term COP is not for the police, it's for the communities of practice. And we have about 11,000 users using this as communities of practice members. But in all our projects, we have more than 30,000 people using our portals, with an average of 3 giga posts. So, Semantic Web. Basically, Semantic Web, I don't know how familiar are you with the concepts, but it's the webbing of meaning. It's putting meaning in the web contents. So, basically, we rely on some technologies. Our prototype works in this area with the RDF. RDF it's a format where we can represent the data as subject, predicate, object, like a phrase, like a sentence. So it's more there's more meaning on it. And also RDF schema for some restrictions on the schema. And the ontology vocabulary for that. The ontology is really what gives meaning to it. So we're also using triple stores in our prototype. So triple stores are RDF repositories, storages. The main characteristic is the ability to infer from queries, to get information from queries. And we use Sparkle for queries. It's a language, it's a query language similar to SQL, but for triple stores, for RDF stores. And it has a semantic web compliant format because the information is in this meaningful format. So our work is based in an ontological framework that is shown here. The main component is the community of practice. We rely on some, sorry, okay. So this is the whole framework. It's an ontological model to represent this community of practice. We have built our platform based on it. And there are 3 main cores that are the basis of this framework. The interest domains, the profiles, and the collaboration registers. This first prototype that we have made is the implementation of the collaboration registers component. So basically, the collaboration register is a set of properties that can relate participants, communities, contents, and it provides a history of what's happening in the platform. Like I create a content, I participate from a community. This is the kind of collaboration of activity that is recorded by the collaboration registers. So the cup semantic is a prototype, a product that we are working on to represent our framework in a semantic way. So as I said, the focus is on the collaboration register component. So what this prototype is doing right now is to create, to persist these collaborations. So there are two ways that we do this persistence. It can be an asynchronous way, using the event handlers of Plone, or in an asynchronous way, using a script that can be programmed because in some contexts we have a lot of content creation. So replying this data to the triple store every time content is created can be a little bit expensive in performance. So we can just use the script to create it in a like after midnight when nobody's using the platform. And for now, we have mapped two types of collaboration: the creation of content and the participation in communities. It means that when I create a content, when anybody in the platform creates a content, it is persisted to the Triple Store. And as well as when someone participates in a community, also it is persisted in the Triple Store. So basically, we have the platform, that is the interface that I showed before. We have this prototype that has these semantic functionalities that generates the RDF data and else. We have Plone Zope, obviously, Python as well. We're using some libraries to deal with RDF and some HTTP requests. And for now, we're using Sysame as the Triple Store. We don't know if you will stick with it. Maybe we will. Actually, we are thinking about moving to Virtuoso. There is more. Well, for now we are just in a prototype, so we don't have many performance issues, or we're not concerned about it now. So, but in the future, probably we'll move to Virtuoso. A collaboration register consists in some fields. The mapped fields so far are the community ID. ID means the URL now. So we are identifying our communities with the URL. So is the creator. We have the author URL from Plone from the portal. We persist also the content type, if it's a document, it's an image, what kind of content it is, an ID for the content to identify it. So we have to know what content it is and in what community it is. The creation date, obviously. The type of register, if it's a content creation or if it's a participation in a community. The context. The context means where in the community it was created. It's in the collection, it's in the portfolio, because this is important to us to know if it's in the portfolio. It's just individual creations. In the collection is a collective document. And the domain. Domain is what is this content or this participation about? The subject of the collaboration register. So we have mapped in an RDF these properties. We have two classes, one to represent the collaboration register and one to represent the community of practice. This is an example, graph example. We have our collaboration register. It inherits from the class, from the upper class, collaboration register, and its properties. It means, well, the ID there is just a text, but actually it's an URL. So it is the creator ID. And this is an example of an RDF of a collaboration register. So we have those properties that I shown before. Now with the values, that's using the RDF XML syntax. So the two forms of creation that I told before, it can be synchronous or asynchronous. If it's synchronous, we are using the event handlers, the subscribers of Plone, So when anybody creates a content or participates from a community, from a user action, the trigger is, the action is triggered, and we extract the values from the object, the properties from the object, to get the properties to the RDF. We create this RDF with RDF-lib, and we send an HTTP request to Sesam to persist this on the triple store. If it's asynchronous, we have a script that does the same, but it's not triggered when it's created. It is persisted when the script is scheduled to run. Is practically the same. This can also be used when we have a lot of portals already in production. So if we decide to start using this prototype in these other portals, it means that we can take all the content that has been created so far and persist it to the triple store with the same script. One of the main goals of this prototype is to get semantic interoperability, and this we're trying to do it using this domain property. So in this domain property, we can refer to an external ontology of another platform, even another in our own portals, because today we're just doing this for one portal. There's no communication with other. We have a lot of different sites that some of them have the same subjects. They are health related. So we maybe with this property we can help to relate them, and well, we can associate with an external ontology, and it's like using SEOC. So that's what we're trying to do. So an example of using it, we can do some queries to see. We want to discover some communities that have the same domain, users that are interacting about the same subject, users that are participating in the same community, or even communities that have an activity in a specific context, like portfolios. So the first query, where users that comment about the same domain. So, for example, I don't know, it's a little bit difficult maybe to read, but the domain is the basic care, health related. So, and we are filtering by the content type, if it's a discussion item or a comment. So we're getting comments from both content and forum. And well, here we are. We specify a query, we specify a domain, and we have the users that are commenting about this domain in different communities. So maybe you can use it in the future to recommend, because these users are in different communities, they are not communicating yet. So if we can recommend, we can establish this connection, recommend the community or the user or even another subject, something like this. So, well, what are our future plans? Represent the whole framework. First of all, we have a project with the University of Alagoas in Brazil. So basically, we have made just the first square to represent one portal, collaboration registers in one portal. So the whole idea is to have a lot of sites sharing the same semantic data, so we will represent the whole framework, and we can use for recommendation or whatever we need to use it. Also, we have another ongoing project with another university for recommendation with the same using this triple store data, this semantic data. So that's another thing that we're planning to do. And of course, that's probably the motto of this conference. We have to make it Plone 5 compatible. We're using Plone 4 yet, but well, we hope we can do it soon. So, well, some links for the first. If you need some about concept of communities of practice, this framework, our platform, the prototype, and some other semantic web related links. So, well, this was quick. So thank you for listening to me. And we have any questions? Yes.
The search you've shown, the search example, is it also through Plone or is it directly on Sesame?
That view was a view we built on Plone, but it just sends a request to Sesame, and we get it back to shown in Plone. The whole interface we're using is in Plone. Any more questions, comments? We have a lot of time.
Do you have, so I'm really interested in the platform itself. Do you have for collaboration? Do you have something where people can work on the same content at the same time?
Like on Google Docs? No, we're not yet. That's a.
Actually, only actually 2 or 3 tools available on the market. There's this one, Web ODF, which is also included right now with OwnCloud. This kind of allows you, in theory, allows you to work simultaneously on a document. And there is a tool called Smashbox I discovered yesterday, but I'm not sure about. That's pretty much a commercial component.
But you implement something for live collaboration on the PDFs. You showed something in the.
This one, but it's also a commercial component integrated into the Plone. It's basically an online HTML PDF tool, but it's also a commercial component. So that's something that's in the market and actually working.
Yeah, that's a requirement we're trying to fill as well, but it's a lot of work.
Get to pay for.
Yeah. Well, if you have any to recommend, I would like to know and test maybe.
We had another group in our university did a project with another university, and they built it on top of some bits of Ruby on Rails. And now everyone's gone, and they want to have the project continued by us. And we would like to switch to Plone, of course. So I have a look at the platform.
Yeah, this project you're talking about, it's a platform like for social learning, something like this, or it's more this just.
For scientific collaboration.
Oh, okay.
In learning, so it's based on communities of practice.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so and they did a lot of the same stuff like portfolios and collaboration and workspaces and.
Yeah. Well, we have a nice platform, so if you want to take a look.
Yeah, but I know the main feature they want is live.
Live editing, yeah. It's a long way to go. So any more questions or comments or critics? Okay, have some minutes yet, but I think that's it. Thank you very much.